I wasn't supposed to take that road. My GPS had frozen about 20 miles back, and I just kept going, trusting my gut. It was late afternoon, that hour when the sun gets low and everything looks too orange to be real. The town wasn't even on the map. The sign said, Tilden Creek, Pop 682. But it looked smaller than that. A few houses, a gas station that hadn't seen a car in a while, and one of those antique stores that always feel like they used to be someone's house. I figured I'd drive through, stretch my legs, maybe grab a coffee before heading back to the interstate. The road curved behind a row of dying oak trees. That's when I saw it, a narrow dirt driveway cutting into the woods, half hidden behind a faded mailbox. It wasn't curiosity that made me slow down, it was instinct. Something about that road looked staged. Too clean. Like someone swept it every day, waiting for someone specific to turn in. I told myself I was overthinking. Just a shortcut. I turned. The gravel popped under my tires, and within a minute the trees closed in, blocking the last of the sunlight. The temperature dropped, noticeably. My radio crackled, then went silent. I rolled down the window. The air smelled like wet soil and old wood smoke. Then I saw it. A small clearing opened up on my left, and in the middle of it, an old, light blue sedan. The kind you'd expect to see rusting behind a barn. Except this one looked spotless, almost polished. Its doors were open. Both of them. And sitting in the driver's seat was a man, completely still, staring straight ahead. I thought he was asleep until I noticed the passenger seat. There was a woman there. Her hands were folded neatly in her lap, her head turned toward him, but her eyes were open. Both of them. I don't know how long I stared. My brain couldn't decide whether to stop or floor it. Then the man turned his head, not toward me, but just slightly to the side, like he'd heard something behind his shoulder. The movement was wrong, slow and deliberate, like someone remembering how to move. That's when my heart started pounding. I put my car in reverse. My headlights caught something else, a third figure. A child, standing behind the car, half hidden by the trunk. Motionless. Watching. I didn't even check the mirrors. I just hit the gas and shot backward down the road until I was back on the main street. At the gas station, the old man behind the counter asked if I was all right. I just nodded. But when I mentioned I'd taken the dirt road near the oak trees, his face went pale. "You shouldn't have gone down there," he said quietly. "That place burned down in '97. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that man's head turning, that slow, unnatural motion. And the kid behind the car, perfectly still, like he was waiting for me to notice him. By morning, I'd convinced myself it was just my mind playing tricks. Maybe the scene wasn't what I thought it was. Maybe the gas station guy was just being superstitious. So, against every bit of common sense I had left, I went back. Tilden Creek looked different in daylight. Too quiet for a Saturday. No one on the streets. No sound except a wind chime somewhere that wouldn't stop. The road to the woods looked normal now, just gravel and sunlight cutting through branches. I parked at the edge and walked in. The path felt longer than it had the night before. The trees leaned closer, as if the forest wanted to swallow the light. My footsteps echoed weirdly, like I was walking through an empty room, not outside. When I reached the clearing, the car was gone. No tracks. No tire marks. Nothing. Just a patch of flattened grass where the sedan had been. I walked closer, and that's when I saw them, 3 objects lying in the grass, a melted piece of glass, a rusted car key, and something that looked like the corner of a child's shoe, half burned. My throat tightened. I don't know why I touched the key. It was cold, colder than metal should be under that sun. When I looked closer, I noticed the brand logo had been warped by heat, but you could still read the letters Cavalier. I heard a sound behind me, a soft crunch of gravel. I turned fast, but there was no one there. Just trees. Still, the air changed. Heavier. Thicker. Like the forest was holding its breath. I stepped back toward my car, trying not to look anywhere for too long. Halfway there, I saw movement. A reflection in my windshield, a faint outline of someone sitting in my driver's seat. My first thought was that it was my own reflection until I saw the second shape in the passenger seat. I froze. The figures didn't move, but they were there, shadows sitting exactly where the man and woman had been in that old sedan. Their heads tilted slightly, the same wrong angle. I blinked, and the seats were empty again. When I finally made it back to town, the gas station was closed. But the diner next door was open, so I asked the waitress about Tilden Creek, about what had burned down. She hesitated, then said quietly. There was a family. Car caught fire just off that road. No one made it out. People say sometimes you still see the car if you drive past at dusk. I left a few bills on the counter and drove off, trying not to look in the rearview mirror. But as the town disappeared behind me, I caught a glimpse of something in the distance, the same faded mailbox, standing by the turnoff. And beside it, a figure. Small. Motionless. Watching the road. I told myself I'd never go back. But a week later, I did. I couldn't explain it, the urge didn't feel like curiosity anymore. It felt like obligation, like something unfinished that wouldn't let me move on. That evening, I left the motel in the next county over and started driving toward Tilden Creek. It was close to sunset again, the same amber light crawling across the dashboard. Every mile closer made my chest heavier. The town was empty. No cars. No lights. The gas station sign was dark, and the diner's windows were boarded up now. It was like the whole place had folded into itself and given up. The mailbox was still there. Same spot. Same number. I stopped the car, engine idling, and stared down that dirt road. For a long time, nothing moved. Then I saw it, faint at first, then clearer, the shimmer of metal deeper in the trees. The same blue sedan, exactly where it had been the first night. The doors open. Waiting. I should have turned around. I didn't. I drove slowly down the path until the trees swallowed the sky again. The air was colder this time, heavy with smoke that shouldn't have been there. My headlights caught the car, clean, untouched by dust or time. The driver's door creaked open wider, like it knew I was there. I got out. The forest was silent, not even wind. The man was in the driver's seat again, hands on the wheel, head turned just slightly toward me. The woman beside him faced forward. And the boy, he stood a few feet behind the trunk, half in shadow, his eyes locked on me. I tried to speak. My voice didn't work. The boy tilted his head, just like the man had. Then, for the first time, he moved, one slow step forward. His outline blurred in the fading light, like heat rising off pavement. The smell of smoke thickened, and suddenly I could hear it, a soft crackling, like fire eating through dry wood. The woman's reflection appeared in my windshield. Not her body, just her face, burned, frozen mid-scream. I stumbled backward. Then the world went white. A burst of sound, sharp, deafening. For a moment, I thought I'd been hit by lightning. When the light faded, the car was gone. Everything was gone. Just ashes on the ground, scattered like gray snow. I ran. Didn't stop until I reached the highway. When I looked in the rearview mirror, the forest was dark again. Normal. But faintly, just before the road curved out of view, I saw headlights behind me, two white dots, perfectly aligned, following for a few seconds before vanishing. That was the last time I saw Tilden Creek. I've driven 1,000 roads since. But every time dusk hits and the world turns that same orange, I still check the mirrors. Just to make sure there isn't another blue sedan waiting for me in the trees.